Hello there, this is Platinum Northwest TV News with me, Boitumelo Monare, and these are the headlines. Northwest MEC Wessels Morweng and Acting Provincial Commissioner Major General Asahneng released provincial crime statistics. Also tonight, 4 police officials are under fire for allegedly aiding in the escape of a detainee. Meanwhile, a New York appeals court has kept President Donald Trump's tariffs in place. In the business news tonight, the Reserve Bank cuts the repo rate by 25 basis points. And in the sports news, Bafana head coach Hugo Broos announces his squad for the June-friendly matches against Tanzania and Mozambique. Good evening, and it's great to have you with us on this Friday evening. First up tonight, Northwest MEC for Community Safety and Transport Management Wessels Morweng, together with Major General Parick Asahneng, have released the fourth quarter crime statistics for the Northwest Province. The province has achieved a significant 7.6% reduction on 17 community-reported crimes. Now, this is in total 1,972 cases less than what were reported in the same period in 2024. All crime categories recorded a decline, with contact crimes having a decrease of 7.7%.
Raw statistics. I just wanted to explain the color coding. Those crimes that are indicated in green are the ones that we managed to reduce as a province, and those that are coded in red, that's where we experienced some challenges. Now, starting off with the contact crimes, as we can see, the total category of that, the total in terms of that category, we had a reduction of 902 cases in that period, which gave us a 7.7% reduction. Now, as you can see, almost all the crimes in that category or under that category, we managed to reduce except the attempted murder cases, wherein we had an increase of 3 cases, giving us 1.2%. So that's how we performed with the contact crimes. And furthermore, we had the breakdown of the sexual offenses, under which we have the rapes. We also managed to reduce those with 40 cases, giving us 4.8%. And the subcategories of robbery aggravating, under which we have the hijackings, car hijackings to be specific, and there we had an increase of 1.2% with 2 more cases. And one other problem area which we had during that period was the robberies at residential premises, those that we normally refer to as house robberies. There we had an increase of 3.5%, so that's how we performed. And unfortunately, we had 3 cases of robberies of cash in transit during that period. Furthermore, still under the raw statistics, the category of contact-related crimes, we had a total decrease of 1.7%, 31 less cases. The property-related crimes, all of the crimes in that category we managed to reduce, including stock theft, where we had a reduction of 13.5%. All in all, it was a reduction of 9% in that crime grouping. Other serious crimes, also a reduction 6.9%, but we had a challenge with the fraud cases, commercial crimes, wherein we had an increase of 3.5%. And the last category, which is the crimes that are detected as a result of police actions, in that category, we as the SAPS are expected to increase the number of arrests that we made. During the current year, we need to increase the figures compared to the previous period. So these are police-initiated operations or actions, hence we need to improve every year. Now, we did manage that. However, with regards to illegal possession of firearms, that's where we lagged. We had about 150 cases wherein arrests were made, 104 cases less compared to last year. So those were the raw figures. This is how we performed. As the MEC said, the performance was good, but obviously there are areas that we needed to work hard on, as indicated. Now, this is just a summary of all the crimes that I spoke about, the 17 community-reported crimes, how we performed as a province and as districts. Below there is a table wherein we indicate how the districts performed. As you can all see, all of them performed well with regards to the overall crimes, the 17 community reported crimes. And the blue line there indicates 2025, January to March. And the upper one, I don't know if it's brown or yellow, it's 2024. So clearly, as you can see, the figures for 2025 were lower than those of 2025. And these are our top 20 contributing stations. They carry a lot of weight for the province, but what we need to take note of is that although some of them fall under that top 20 list, many of them managed to reduce the crime levels. There are, however, stations that needed to do more. We're seeing Bretz, Ikageng, Moinoi, Hartbeespoort Dam, and Ventersdorp. Those are the 5 stations amongst the top 20 that did not manage to reduce crime. But I want to believe that all of the stations that managed deserve to be recognized.
We go now to Stilfontein, where 4 members of the South African Police Service have appeared in the Stilfontein Magistrate Court on charges of defeating the ends of justice and aiding the escape of a detainee. The accused were arrested following allegations that they had assisted a detainee in escaping during the Vala Umkodi operations in Stilfontein. Now, according to evidence presented in court on the 15th of January, several illegal miners were rescued and brought to the surface from a mine shaft in Stilfontein. Now, one individual, known only as Tiger, was identified by several of the illegal miners as being in charge of operations underground. Tiger managed to escape on the same day. Now, an investigation was launched by the Anti-Corruption Unit, leading to the arrest of 4 SAPS officials. The matter has been postponed to the 8th of July 2025 for further investigation. In this next story, the economic freedom fighters are set to challenge the proposed fuel levy increase in court. Now, yesterday, the party filed an urgent application in the Western Cape High Court to interdict the Minister of Finance, Mr. Enoch Godongwana, from increasing the fuel levy by 16 cents per litre on petrol and 15 cents per litre on diesel, as announced in his budget speech last week. EFF Treasurer General Umphile Mautwe called the proposal illegal, unconstitutional and procedurally flawed. With that, let's now get the latest in international news. US President Donald Trump has been given the green light to continue collecting import taxes for now, an appeals court has said. This comes a day after a trade ruling found the bulk of his global tariffs to be illegal. A federal appeals court granted a bid from the White House to temporarily suspend the lower court's order, which ruled that Trump had overstepped his power by imposing the duties. Now, Wednesday's decision by the trade court in New York would void tariffs imposed by Trump in February on goods coming in from China, Mexico, and Canada, which he justified as a move intended to address fentanyl smuggling. The appeals court decision allows the tariffs to be used for now while the case is litigated. Now, the next hearing will be on the 5th of June. And let's now get the business news. The Reserve Bank has cut the repo rate by 25 basis points to 7.25%. This is a move that places it in line with market expectations amid subdued inflation and sluggish growth prospects. Now, the verdict after the 2-day monetary policy meeting takes the repo rate to its lowest in more than 2 years. In his address, Governor Lesetja Kganyago said the inflation remained well contained, with headline consumer price inflation falling below 3% in April and core inflation also at the bottom end of the 3 to 6% target range. Now, in its quarterly projections, the bank revised its inflation outlook downward, citing a stronger rand, lower oil prices, and the cancellation of VAT increases previously factored into its models. And with that, stay with us as we wrap up with the sports news. Bafana head coach Hugo Broos has announced the final roster for the upcoming June friendly matches against Tanzania and Mozambique. The Belgian coach has included several new players in the preliminary squad of 41, choosing not to select Mamelodi Sundowns players due to their commitments to the FIFA Club World Cup. Now, the COSAFA Cup is scheduled to take place on June 4th until June 15th in Bloemfontein, with South Africa participating in Group A alongside Mozambique, Mauritius and Zimbabwe. During the tournament, the team will be managed by Under-17 national team head coach Vela Khumalo. South Africa will face Tanzania at the Peter Mokaba Stadium on June 6th and Mozambique at the Loftus Versfeld on June 10th. Now, yesterday, Broos finalized his 23-man squad with notable debut selections, including Orlando Pirates players Mbekezeli Mbokazi, Mohau Nkota, Simpiwe Selepe, and Diano van Rooyen. In rugby news this evening, ahead of the next month's Rugby Under-20 World Cup in Italy, junior Springbok coach Kevin Foote has added 3 new players to his training squad for the final preparation camp, which starts in Stellenbosch on Monday. Now, in addition to the 3 new players, which are Rambo Kubeka, Sean Skuman, and Ian van der Merwe, Foote has also brought back many familiar figures who have returned from injury and their Vodacom United Rugby Championship duties. Outside backs Jaco Williams and Alzidon Felix, number 8 Stephanus Lind and locks Jaco Grobler, as well as Arno van der Merwe are all back in the team. Now, the junior box will spend the next 3 weeks training before the 30-man squad head to Italy for the annual World Cup, which will take place on the 24th of June. Well, that's it for your Friday night broadcast. Have a safe weekend, and I'll see you again next week. Until then, good night.